Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elle, and today I'm going to be chatting about 10 book series that I need to finish / read in 2024. So I have started like a couple of different series that I really want to finish and just haven't gotten around to doing that yet, or just like continue reading, like catching up on this series before new books in the series release. So let's get right into this video. The first series I want to talk about is the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. So I've read the whole Chestnut Springs series and adored it, and I really need to read this series. I have like my other 2 copies somewhere else. I can't find them. But this series is like on a ranch, I think, and each of them follows a different couple. And one of them, I think, is like a friends to lovers jockey romance, which sounds really good. And I think they all revolve around like a horse farm maybe. But I just know I really want to read this series, especially before like her new series comes out, because I feel like a lot of her series are interconnected with different characters. So I'm really excited to read this one. I love Elsie Silver's writing, and I just really want to dive into another series from her because I ate up the Chestnut Springs series. I like absolutely adored it. It's one of my favorite series ever. So I'm excited to get to this one by her too. Then I have the Cottonwood Cove series by Laura Pavlov. I've kind of like picked and choose like what books that I've read from this series so far. So I read the first book, which is Into the Tide, and then I read After the Storm, which is the 5th book. This is the second book. This is the second book of this series. It is Under the Stars, and I don't know what this one is about. It says, my new assistant is all smiles and sunshine, and she's about to set fire to my cold, grumpy heart. I moved to this godforsaken small town to run the family business. I need to hire a new PA, and the pickings are slim. Some say my irrational expectations are the reason I've gone through assistants quicker than most people refill their coffee. So I think this is like an office romance, and maybe like Grumpy Sunshine. Oh my gosh, this sounds so cute, and I love the cover. I've been listening to this whole series so far on audio, so maybe I'll listen to this one on audio too, but I'm really excited to dive into this small town romance series. And then I had to include the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh. This is the 3rd book in this series, and this is the first book, like duet book of like Joey and Aofi's story, and I'm really excited for their romance, but I just haven't gotten the time in 2023 to like sit down and dive into their story. But their romance is very emotional and very angsty, and I think it's going to deal a lot with like Joey especially and his like substance abuse. And I'm just really excited to dive into these characters again in this series and just like dive headfirst into the romance, because I loved Johnny and Shannon's romance so much. So I'm very excited to get to this one. Okay, the next series that I'm really excited to read more of is the Dark Heart series by Jagger Cole. So I read Deviant Hearts in December and just fell in love with this series. It was so good. It is a mafia romance series. It revolves around, each book is like a different couple, and the first book was the Greek mafia and Irish mafia, and it was amazing. I loved it. And so the second book is going to be Killian, who is the heroine from the first book, like kind of like a father figure to her, but he's her uncle. And I'm really excited for this romance. I loved Killian, and he's known as like very ruthless and gruesome, and I am just really excited for this romance, and I'm excited for this whole series. I am so excited that I found a new mafia romance series to just like gobble up, because I did that with Sophie Lark's series, The Brutal Birthright series. I've still not read the last book in that series because I'm just scared, because I've just heard it's not the best. But I am really excited for this series and to just dive into Jagger Cole's writing. And yeah, I'm just really excited for the potential of this author in this series. Then I need to finish the Bergman Brothers series by Chloe Liese. I have not finished the series. I've been listening to the whole series on Hoopla so far, and it's just adorable. Each book follows a different brother, like sibling, and I've loved all of the books in the series so far, and I'm really excited to continue on with this series and to get the new like illustrated covers that are like now traditionally published. So I am just really excited for this romance, and I don't remember who the next book is about, but just know I'm ecstatic. I love this family and all of their like quirks and like hilarious things they do. So I'm really excited for this series. Then I have the Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent. I have not finished the second book in this series so far because I just have not had the time to dive into this fantasy yet. So this series, I don't know if it's going to be like a full-blown series or if it's just a duet. But the first book is about the heroine who is the daughter of the vampire king, but she is a human. He adopted her, and he is putting her in these games with all these other like vampires to like win. I don't remember what it is. Like it's like this like special honor to be like the chosen one of the king and whatever. But she basically has to fight in these games. And she's a human with all of these vampires, so she has to like figure it out. And the hero is a vampire, and they decide to team up together. And it is slow burn, like hate to love to friends to lovers, and it is so good. And I am so excited for the second book because the first book left off on a cliffhanger, and I cannot wait to read the next book and see like all the angst and tension of what happened in the first book. So I'm really excited to get to this one. Then I have the Whitlock Family series by Corinne Michaels. I read the first book, Forbidden Hearts, and absolutely loved it. I don't remember what the second book in the series is about. It's another brother, but I'm just really excited for the rest of the series because I just loved Forbidden Hearts so much. And yeah, I'm just dying to read this book. I need to listen to it on audio because I read the first book on audio and it was amazing. But this whole all revolves around this family in this small town, and I love a good small town romance series. Then I also need to finish the Salacious Players Club series by Sarah Kate. This series I have loved. It is the tried and true like pleasure club romance series that revolves around a pleasure club. I don't love a lot of romances that revolved around like a sex club. That's just not, like I don't love like BDSM and like, I mean I'll read it if it's good, but it's just not like my thing that I look for in romances to read. But this whole series changed that for me. Like I really love the way Sarah Kate did different kinks in this series, and it was just so fun, and I really, really loved it. So I'm really excited to read Madame, which is the last book in this series, which I'm so sad about. But I'm excited to read the conclusion for this series, and I'm really excited for her story because she has always been kind of this like mysterious character in like the club, and you never really know like what's going on with her. But I don't really remember what her romance is specifically, but I just know I'm dying for it. Then I need to continue on with the Sullivan Family series by Lena Hendricks. I loved One Touch, or I think it's One Touch. It's like the orange cover. I'll put it up. It was so good, and I loved like the uniqueness of how they were working on this like house, renovating it together, and they were doing like social media stuff. Like I thought that was so fun, and I'm really excited to continue on with this series. She just released like what the narrators and the cover of the next book in the series, and the cover model is so hot. Like he is so good looking, and I'm really excited to continue on with this series. I love small town romances, and I really want to read more from Lena Hendricks. The last series I'm going to talk about is the Fight Game series by Nikki Castle. I have read the first two books in this series, and I need to continue on and read the third and fourth book because I've heard amazing things. This all revolves around like MMA fighting. The first book was a hate to love romance. The second book was like friends to lovers, and they're all amazing and revolve around like MMA fighting in this gym that they all go to, and I just really enjoyed this series, and I am super excited to continue on with this series. Like her newest release in this series, she had been teasing it for about like a year, and all of the teasers she was giving, I was ecstatic and so hyped for that book. And now I'm like kind of off the train of being hyped on the book, but I just know I need to get to it. So yeah, I'm really excited to continue on with this series. All right, well, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing me chat about all of the series I need to read / finish in 2024. But I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and Definitely let me know down below what series you are dying to read in 2024 because I would love to know. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm going to see you guys in my next one. Bye.